This is an emergency. We have just been violently dragged into the buses here at the first checkpoint on the way to Ismailia. We were sitting quietly and not doing anything. We were debating that we would leave soon in taxis back to Cairo because we did not break any law. And all of a sudden, several people stormed in and they started to push people and drag them violently outside. They have beaten people. I have seen one woman that was beaten in her face in front of me. They didn't leave time to grab the luggage or anything. Now we're beaten, and this is the bus is now full of people. I hope no one is seriously injured. This is a very shocking incident. Stop. Thank you. So this is one of the Secret Service people that was just walking in here. I have to stop this live stream now. We are in danger. This is an emergency. We need help.
Manzarayı unutmayın. Burada İsrail'in askerleri değil bunlar. Mısır'ın askerleri. Uçağın etrafını çemberle sardılar. Bakın, hepsi Mısır'ın askerleri. Bizi bir terörist gibi ülkeden zorla...
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So we got to talk about a story that I think is a perfect example of the woke activists finding out the hard way that some parts of the world are not as lenient when it comes to enforcing law and order as the West, okay? Here in the West, we allow our extremists to get out of control, right? And they become emboldened and they think that they are freedom fighters, right? And some of them are so emboldened that they actually are putting their money where their mouth is and they're trying to go to Palestine or to Gaza and to rescue the Palestinians, right? This is what they're trying to do, okay? I'm pretty sure you guys have heard about the story involving Greta Thunberg, who decided to take a boat to Gaza to help the Palestinians. And yeah, she found out kind of quickly from the Israeli government that she's just not allowed to pull up to Gaza any type of way.
My name is Greta Thunberg and I am from Sweden. If you see this video, we have been intercepted and kidnapped in international waters by the Israeli occupational forces or forces that support Israel. I urge all my friends, family and comrades to put pressure on the Swedish government to release me and the others as soon as possible.
Thunberg is speaking to reporters. Let's take a listen to what she has to say.
On international waters, we were illegally attacked and kidnapped by Israel and taken against our will to Israel, where we were detained. And then some of us deported, some are still there. There are very big uncertainties because it was quite chaotic and uncertain. So I don't really know what's going on. I haven't had a phone for many days.
What were the conditions for you over the last few hours?
They were absolutely nothing compared to what people are going through in Palestine, especially Gaza right now. And this is yet another international a violation of international rights, adding to the list of countless of such, especially towards Palestinians, that Israel are committing by blocking and preventing humanitarian aid from entering Gaza. That is illegal.
How did the Israelis treat you? We saw them giving out sandwiches on their social media. How did
Yeah, they probably have posted lots of PR stunt videos. As I said, I have not seen anything. But they did an illegal act by kidnapping us on international waters and against our will, bringing us to Israel, keeping us in the bottom of the boat, not letting us getting out and so on. But that is not the real story here. The real story is that there is a genocide going on in Gaza and a systematic starvation following the siege and blockade now, which is leading to food, medicine, water that are desperately needed to get into Gaza is prevented from doing so. But of course there are many attempts like this mission, both by sea and land, to break that siege and open up a humanitarian corridor.
Yeah, so you see that, you heard that. Okay, so we have some copycats, woke activists, mainly from Europe, who have pulled up to Egypt, right? And yeah, let's just say that didn't go well for them because they essentially tried to get past the blockade that is keeping the Palestinians within Gaza. And the Egyptian authorities had zero tolerance whatsoever for these woke activists showing up to their country trying to get past this blockade. Okay, you had Egyptians throwing bottles and basically forcefully removing the woke activists. And also a lot of the woke activists got deported as well too. Take a look.
بلطجية بيزوروا الناس بيضربوا الناس بلطجية بيعتقلوا المتضامنين مع غزة بلطجية.
I believe that the people of the Arabic nations have a white heart. I believe you are good people. They are starving children.
والشجاعة والشهامة والأطفال
I tried to
تقتل.
feed these children and they shot at me.
والأطفال تجوع حتى الموت.
For love, for humanity, for Islam,
وين الإنسانية؟
stand with your Islamic peoples.
نصلي لله.
Please stand with your Islamic brothers and sisters.
إخوانكم المسلمين يذبحوا.
They welcomed me into their heart. I paid to go there as a nurse. They beat me in the desert for feeding starving Islamic children.
يحكي للناس في أوروبا إنه أجا عشان يدافع عن الأطفال والمسلمين.
Where is your calm? Where is your heart?
وين الإنسانية اللي بتدافعوا
For the love of life and for the love of humanity.
وين الإنسانية التي تجمعنا العروبة الإسلام.
They're babies and women. The women are trying to feed their dying babies and their breasts are empty. Do you know what that smells like? Do you know what that sounds like? For humanity and for love, stand with your brothers and sisters in Palestine. I have never seen or experienced anything like it. Please, I will beg you, allow us to march to Palestine. Please, you've got to listen to me.
Yeah, so you mean to tell me that the Egyptians are not okay with foreigners rolling up to their country, demanding that they open up their borders, which could possibly let in people that they do not want into their country? You mean to tell me that the Egyptians don't F around when it comes to stuff like that? I'm shocked. I'm shocked, right? Call me surprised. Pikachu face. Again, these people, oh my God, man. It's so frustrating because so many people in the West are so naive to how the real world works that these other countries, okay, that they worship so much, by the way, right? They love so much. They don't play around, right? You don't have the same rights and freedoms in these other countries that you do in the West. No, you can't just show up to another country at their border demanding that they open up their border for other folks and think that there are not going to be any consequences. I'm telling you, the video footage that I've seen, okay, or the alleged video footage, okay, because nowadays in 2025, you got to say alleged. Again, there's a lot worse video out there, right? I've seen video of men whipping people. I mean, just they got whips. I've seen videos of them hitting women, right? I've seen videos of them doing all types of stuff to these activists who, again, decided to show up to their country, right? To another country to demand that they open up their borders. Again, it's, oh my God. These people, man, again, some people just got to find out the hard way. They just got to find out the hard way that in these other countries, especially these Islamic countries, They don't F around. They don't play around. They don't care about your virtue signaling, right? They don't care about your activism. They don't care about your sad sob stories. They don't care, okay? You don't have the same rights there, okay? So a lot of these activists ended up, again, getting hurt, right? Some of them got beat. They got assaulted. They got detained, and they got deported. That's what happened to them. And they were not allowed to go where they were trying to go. So let's read here. Egypt, Libya, stop activists gathering for march to Gaza, organizers say. And this is Algeria, so keep in mind that this is becoming from a certain perspective, right? But I'm reading it from this perspective for a reason. Authorities in both Egypt and Libya have stopped activists seeking to break Israel's blockade on Gaza. Protest organizers have said, with reports of more detentions and deportations taking place. 40 participants of the global march to Gaza have had their passports taken at a checkpoint on the way out of Cairo, the organizers of the global march to Gaza said in a statement on Friday. Quote, they're being held in the heat and are not allowed to move. They continue, adding that another 15 are being held at hotels. The activists are from France, Spain, Canada, Turkey, and the United Kingdom, it said, adding, quote, we are a peaceful movement and we are complying with Egyptian law. So that's not entirely true, because Egypt, they don't allow these protests at the border, right? At the Rafah border crossing, they don't allow these protests. If you are going to protest, I think you have to get prior permission. And that's not what these activists did. Again, they just showed up and they found out. That's not how it works. You just can't show up and start protesting and think that you're going to get away with it, right? That there's not going to be any consequences. So, yeah, that's what happened. The group urged embassies to help secure their release so they could complete their voyage. Activists arrived in Egypt this week for the Global March to Gaza, a grassroots initiative aiming to pressure Israel to allow the delivery of aid and humanitarian supplies to Gaza's starving population. Organizers said the participants from 80 countries were set to begin their march toward Egypt's Rafah crossing with Gaza, with about 4,000 activists expected to take part. The overland protest was to coincide with other solidarity efforts, including a boat carrying aid and activists that was intercepted by the Israeli military earlier this week as it attempted to reach Gaza. Yeah, so again, these activists found out the hard way that yeah, this ain't the West, right? This ain't the UK, this ain't Spain, right? It's not France, okay? This is another part of the world, right? Where yeah, there's zero tolerance for this type of stuff. Egypt's position. The march underscores Egypt's challenging position as a country that receives U.S. military aid and the first Arab nation to sign a peace treaty with Israel in 1979. The country has simultaneously cracked down on pro-Palestine activists while publicly calling for the war in Gaza to end. Israel Katz, the Israeli defense minister, said on Wednesday he expected the Egyptian authorities to prevent and halt the demonstrators at the border of Egypt, Israel, and not allow them to carry out provocations and try to enter into Gaza. He said the arrival of the demonstrators could endanger the security of the IDF soldiers, and we will not allow it. A Belgian human rights lawyer said he woke up to find dozens of security vehicles packed with uniformed officers in an area of Cairo where he and other activists were staying in hotels ahead of the planned march. He said, I'm so surprised to see the Egyptians doing the dirty work of Israel. The UK has updated its travel advice for Egypt in light of the detentions and deportations linked to the march and has advised against all travel towards North Sinai. Yeah, so, you know, these people, some of them, again, they're signing up to win Darwin Awards here, right? That's what they're doing, playing these games. You know, I personally think that, hey, you know, maybe they should just be let in, right? Just let them in. Since they want to go over there and be with the Palestinians so much, and don't let them out, basically, right? I think that maybe, just maybe, they need to really experience what they're trying to get to, right? Maybe, just maybe, they need to just be let in and just don't let them out, right? Just keep them there, right? Since they want to be there so bad, okay? Maybe, just maybe, that's how this issue is resolved, right? But, you know, hey, they're not letting them in. I don't think they're going to get in. And, you know, it's just hilarious to me to watch these people go to another country and find out that their woke activism, it doesn't mean anything over there. But I will say this, though. I will say this, in all fairness, like low key, I do kind of respect the fact that these woke activists, instead of tearing up their own countries, they actually put their money where their mouths are, and they, actually tried to go to Palestine or Gaza to help out the Palestinians, right? So, hey, a certain part of me is like, you know what? I kind of respect that, right? I kind of respect the fact that they're putting their lives on the line for something that they believe in, right? And again, they're not just, being agents of chaos in their home countries, doing this, empty activism. They're actually trying to pull up, right? They're actually going over there. They're trying to get in, right? They're about that action. So, part of me kind of respects it, but part of me is just like, this is stupid, right? It's very dumb. They're not going to change anything. They're not going to make a difference. And they're putting their lives in danger for something they can't change, right? But, hey, if that's what they want to do, more power to them, right? More power to them if that's what they want to do. I just don't think that it's going to end up well for them. And again, it's just not a very smart thing to do at this point. But hey, it is what it is. I just find it to be fascinating how Egypt showed them firsthand why is it that they're not really allowing these people to cross the border, and that they don't have the same so-called rights and privileges that they have in their home countries. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.